To Ukraine, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like and be sure to comment. Russia did not have time to recover from the heavy, including the live plan of the affected in the Kharkiv region and Lyman of the Donetsk region. How the Russian army has inflicted another painful the strike this time is about the northern front, namely the northern part of the Kherson region, where the Ukrainian military broke through the enemy's defense line and in the last day managed to advance approximately 25 kilometers. There are shots of Ukrainian fighters in Krashenivka. Meanwhile, Russian soldiers and propagandists report the approach of the armed forces units to the settlement of Dudchans, located in a fairly deep rear of the Russians in the occupied territories of the Kherson region in the direction of Berislav. The enemy approached the Dudchans today in this direction. It was not possible to stabilize the front. The situation is difficult, write the Russian soldiers of the armed forces of Ukraine. Deo continues to buy territory in the east of Ukraine, and the Russian invaders are trying to build fortifications in the Flint, but our half is covering them with fire, the spokesman of the Eastern Group of Troops told the Ukrainian TV channel about this. According to him, the main offensive efforts on the Eastern Front, the enemy is concentrating in the direction of Bakhmut. Cherevity noted that after a successful operation in the Kharkiv direction, the enemy regrouped in the direction of the estuary near this city. The occupiers were defeated, then the Ukrainian defenders liberated the Torsk camp. The enemy is now trying to build fortifications. It is heavily covered by fire from our artillery and other means of defeating the enemy responds to this with strikes on the civilian infrastructure of our cities, said the spokesman of the Eastern Group of Troops. Hit by the fire of rocket troops and artillery, Cherevity noted that in revenge for the fence, because Kharkiv was almost completely freed from the occupiers. Their strikes were on the critical infrastructure of Kharkiv and on the hospital in Kupiansk, as a result of which an anesthesiologist died. Offensive efforts on the Eastern Front, the enemy is concentrating in the direction of Bakhmut. The enemy continues its attempts to attack, but is exposed to the active countermeasures of our troops. I think that the main reason for this is that they need to present something as a victory. For more than 6 months, they have been unable to show anything. Their maximum achievements have been talked about for a long time about Lysychansk, Severodonetsk, which they won with the greatest efforts and losses that can only be imagined. Therefore, against the background of our victories, it is clear that the military leadership must show political to our leadership. For some reason they are focused on Bakhmut. It is undergoing very significant destruction. It is being fired at by all types of artillery and aviation, the portly man reported. According to him, the occupiers are trying to show that they are not retreating and still have at least some local successes, because there is some big game or strategic plan here not visible. The pot-bellied man told that near the estuary there was part of a mechanized regiment and a Russian volunteer unit of 13. These volunteers are professionals who are very ideologically savvy. They were also mobilized there from the LPR and DPR. We have been observing for a long time that they treat these LPR and DPR very suspiciously, and in general, they have a powerful organization in the army, he noted, the spokesman of the Eastern Group of Troops, adding that the Chechens, for example, are a completely separate part. They despise the Russians and try not to cross paths with them. They treat the mobilized and from the LPR and DPR mercilessly send them wherever they want. Understand that there may be a defeat in general. All this is typical for the Russian army. That's all for me. Subscribe to our channel, press the bell, we will hear from you.